What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Level Up, the show where I give you all the tips and tricks and techniques to help take your client's training to the next level. Today, we're going to be looking at another one of my pet peeves, not necessarily an exercise, but more of a sequence in and of itself. It's something that you'll see 50% of the people in the gym are skipping it altogether, while the other 50%, let's say 45%, are doing it wrong. There's that little 5% sliver doing it right, and I'm talking about the shoulder warm-up. So I want to put you in that 5% sliver for doing it right. Now, as always, if you like this video, be sure to like it and share it if you know any other fit pros that might benefit from a little leveling up. Let's take a look. More often than not, when we see this done in the gym, you'll see somebody grab a light pair of dumbbells, bring the elbow tucked in right here against their ribs, and take it through internal and external rotation, holding that dumbbell in the 90-degree. Now, does this work? In theory, yes. We do want to take the shoulder through internal, external rotation to help warm up some of the stability muscles of the shoulder and get ready for compound lifts. But in practice, not really, right? Because when we're using a dumbbell, all we have is a line of force vertically through gravity, right? So if I'm holding it here and rotating, we're not actually resisting that internal and external, that rotary plane at all. We're only resisting that 90-degree hold in the bicep. So I'm going to show you today a quick, simple, and effective warm-up series that uses 2 pieces of equipment, 5 minutes or less, will help your clients get the most out of all their compound upper body lifts. So let's take a look. The sequence I prefer to do over that light dumbbell rotary movement is going to be using suspension training. Now, one of the reasons I like suspension training over, say, a cable stack setup or even a band setup is because the more freedom of motion, right? Because we can move 3-dimensionally in space when we're suspended, it does require a little more stability and warms up the shoulders even better for those big compound movements. The other reason is if you're trying to get your client in and out of their warm-up, you don't want to be waiting on a cable crossover because we know all the Chads and the Brads are going to be foaming at the mouth to get their sick chest pump. And we don't want to have our clients standing around waiting for that. Usually, if you're in a commercial or private gym, usually a suspension trainer is available. And like I said, I do prefer it because of its wide array of motions. Now, on the suspension trainer, the way I'm going to program this is I will do an I, a Y, and a T, trying to maintain straight arms, focus on keeping my scapula neutral and snug to my rib cage as I extend through the arms, squeezing that rear deltoid, opening up that anterior pec, anterior shoulder, and really warming up our posterior shoulder. In this IYT sequence, I'm going to do anywhere from 1 to 3 sets of 3 to 5 reps. Now, these exercises are deceptively difficult, so don't go all out unless you're using this as a full-blown accessory set, which it can be done. But as a warm-up, I try to keep it a little bit lower. We still can accumulate that accessory volume, but we don't want to be fatigued before we go into our actual compound movements. Now, once I complete my set of IYTs, what I like to do then is take a nice light 10-pound plate and I will complete halos. So a halo is I'm going to start here in the middle of my chest, extending up, trying to keep my rib cage still, really trying to move my scapula around. Okay? So what that does is it warms up the scapula themselves, since on the first movement, we're trying to keep them static and isometrically contracted. Now on the second movement, we are getting movement through that scapula. We're also opening up the lat as we reach over, and we're bracing our core and warming up for any overhead movements. This pairing, I find, really does the trick, gets the blood flowing. And as I said, it does help to accumulate some accessory volume. The key thing to focus on the halo is I want to make sure I'm making a full circle around and behind the head here and not just above, making little circles. For the halo, I'll perform 10 reps over the right shoulder, 10 reps over the left shoulder, and now your client is nice and warmed up and ready to jump right into the heavy exercises with the stability and strength and warm up necessary to maximize their numbers and get the most out of the workout. Now, with the suspension trainer, the difficulty is going to be based on how close you are to parallel to the ground. So I would suggest to always start up standing a little more perpendicular because it's going to be lighter. And then as your warm-up progresses and you start to feel stronger, you can go ahead and drop back to a more parallel stance. As soon as I've done my reps there with the suspension trainer, I'm going to take a 10-pound plate here, driving it over my shoulder. My goal here is as I extend to not hyperextend through the lumbar and instead keep all that movement right there through the scapula, all reverse motion. Notice here we have nice big open lats, and we engage them and pull over. So we throw over, engage that lat to pull down. So there you have it. This is my ultimate guide to an upper body warm-up day. It can also be used as accessory work at the end of a workout. Sometimes I'll even split it up and do a few rounds at the beginning and do a few rounds at the end to accumulate some volume, try to keep my shoulders healthy, improve my range of motion, and I think this will work great for you and your clients as well. If you use this and you like it, drop a comment below and let me know how it went. Be sure to like the video and share with any other fit pros you think can benefit from a little leveling up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of all of our latest updates. Like us on Facebook and Instagram at Kips Online. For the Level Up, I'm Coach Ron.